Hello. So today is Wednesday, 3rd of August 2022, and right now it's 10 p.m., 10:07 p.m. So let's take a look at the state of the market today and see what happened in the key global markets that I usually follow. Let's starting with the US dollar. So the US dollar, as we see, it fell very bad from this level as we were talking about this yesterday. Okay, so it fell really bad, and today it recovered all the lost ground. Okay, in fact, by evening, by 3:30, it had already recovered from these lows. Okay, so now we are suddenly, back to the 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, and if like generally speaking, this is a strong bullish sign, and the price should continue to go up. So this is you know the better case, the first case, okay, which is generally most likely. The second thing that may also happen is the price may consolidate here and wait for the 50 to catch up, and then the price falls at both of these moving averages, take the price down. So of course, the price determines the moving averages, not the other way around. But I'm just saying, usually the kind of price action that I see when these two things happen. Okay, so one possibility, of course, is that this sort of a bear trap. I mean, look at these. All these bears are basically poorly trapped. Okay, so this bear trap sort of completes itself as price keeps going up. Okay, that's one scenario that is happens a lot of times, especially when we have a very clear high, which we don't have in this case. But if there is, then the price usually keeps going up. Let's take a look at the futures. So on the futures, same thing. Okay, this was yesterday that we saw. There was this. This is where we closed yesterday. Okay, and today there was a bid all the way from 9 a.m. all the way till 5 p.m. Okay, there was just no stopping the US dollar. So now we are here on the futures. Okay, so there's nothing clear on the futures as such. You cannot trade this in any given way. Let's also take a look at the 15 minute. So on the 15 minute, I was looking at this. Okay, so in the morning, the price was about to catch the 50, and I was kind of looking for some kind of short. Okay, if the price breaks, any of, let's say, these lows, then I can probably go short on this. But when I saw the strength in the US dollar, especially the DXY in the morning, I was like, this is fake. All these bears are going to be trapped badly, and that is exactly what happened. Okay, the price rallied at 11:30 and went all the way till for the next 2 hours and touched this zone, this line, basically this support resistance line, took some kind of resistance there, and then again back up. Okay, so this sort of move was kind of anticipated, although I did not materialize on this because I was not very confident. I just had a hunch that these bears are going to be trapped and the price is going to go up. Okay, but I was not very confident, so therefore did not really place a long trade at this point in time. In hindsight, I think I should have. Anyway, let's look at the JPY. So Japanese yen. Okay, so it's a very very choppy price action. Okay, it did our moving this head and shoulders target, and then yesterday the price started to fall. Okay, we saw this last night and we were discussing at around 11:30, and today there was this bounce. Okay, so it got a very strong bid in the first half of the day. In fact, sorry, in fact, this bid can be seen here. Okay, so if you look at if you ignore this first candle, because this the first prints are usually price action, like first, because we said right yesterday, we talked right. So all these bulls were badly trapped. Okay, so that's exactly what happened. All these bulls were trapped. The price opened with open low, and there was the price, and we saw sharp buying in the first 15 minutes itself. Okay, and then the price started to consolidate within a certain kind of range, although it this range was not as difficult to identify given this. Okay, so given the price action that we have here. So if you look at the first 30 minutes, and then back, the price went back to this green, which is 200 moving average. So it went back to green and then started consolidating here. Okay, now this gave me some kind of buying opportunity, saying that we can actually see the price going further up from here, because it's sort of taking a good support at the 200. So let's try to capitalize on this. Okay, so I'm so this was one opportunity to go long. As for tomorrow, I think this is nothing clear. I mean, as long as the price hold is 50, we can again expect it to go up. Okay, take some support at this, as I'm sorry, at this red line, and then probably go further. Okay, so that's one thesis. Again, the parent price action in the base, pair is going to determine a lot of what happens. Right. So this is the second one. Let's look at the euro. The Euro INR. Okay, the Euro INR, was yesterday. Okay, yesterday night. This was today. So it's kind of formed a U, right? But then after hours, okay, after 5 p.m. the price could not sustain. So this is 4:30 to 5:30, and then 5:30 onward the price just started to fall. So if you look at the Euro INR on the futures, you'll find this is what happened. Okay, the whole day it was continuous buying that was happening in the euro. Okay, and it was very very. I mean, it was actually very clear. I mean, if you look at the price action here, okay, after this we sort of went up, hit the 50, made this kind of wick at exactly the 50 moving average. Okay, and then so there's a 15-minute chart, right? And then the price made a U and then crossed this. Now once this was crossed, I was quite confident that we will touch these levels. Okay, and this is exactly what happened. So this 85 till about 95, this 10 point move was available, and then afterwards you know the price again took support here and then closed at this level. Okay, 81.12. So we are almost 40-50 points away from this, and almost like 60-70 points away from the 60-70 pesa. That's a significant move that happened within a day, right? So now, depending on the overnight price action, okay, it's difficult to say what will happen, because after 5 o'clock the euro has fallen sharply. So we cannot. I mean, there's nothing clear as to how the price will respond overnight. I am still kind of expecting that this bullish overtone that it has taken may continue, okay, for some time. But again, it's very hard to say, because overnight price action is it is what it is, right? Not in anybody's hands. Let's take a look at the next one, which is, sorry, the pound. So pound INR. Okay, now pound INR. This was yesterday. Today the price started here, and again the same thing. Okay, the whole day, pound simply took a strong bid and it was closed here. All right. Again, the same thing happened at 5:30. So you see, the price action in euro and pound is pretty much similar on an intraday basis. So there's not much deviation between the price action of the two. Okay, so this happened, at after 5 p.m. The whole day was kind of bullish. Now again, these bulls have been trapped, right? Now the question is, are these bears? Sorry, these bears have been trapped. Okay, or this is one big bear trap. Okay. Now the question is this a bull trap also? All these bulls are also trapped in the overnight price action, and where we're going to see a gap down, or can this price recover and go back to its 5 p.m. let's say levels? Okay, so that tomorrow morning we open flat or with a small gap and then recover those prices. Okay, that's to be seen. That's not very clear from here. Although this price action itself is really bullish, but overnight gaps are cannot be predicted at all. Okay, so this is the INR pairs. Let's take a look at the DXY, the dollar index. So dollar index, we were looking at this yesterday. Okay, and there was this sort of wedge which basically hammered all of these bears. So it was a complete bear trap. Okay, and the price touched here. Yes, so this was yesterday. Okay, at the time of recording. So now today I was looking at this possibility that there was some kind of rejection, and then we may go short. I mean, the price may actually continue to go back down. Okay, because again the price was going towards 200. Now, surprisingly or interestingly, that didn't happen. I mean, it was happening for the whole of the day. So 4:30 the price went down. Then there was this week, and then there was this. There was kind of a sideways action. Okay, and then after hours, after 5 p.m., when the US market sort of started taking steam, European and US markets, see the 630, 730. There was a big bid in the US dollar, and the price just went up like anything. Okay, so now we are above these moving averages, above 50 and above 200. So kind of in a bullish territory in a lot of ways. Okay, so yeah, so this is what where the price is. In fact, if you look at the DXY on the daily time frame, all these days, I was looking for the price to go and touch the 50. That is exactly what happened yesterday. Okay, the price did touch 50. So now, we are back to the 50 level. This price movement has repeated itself. Okay. Now the question is, will this price movement also repeat itself? Okay, that is what remains to be seen. So of course, next couple of days, what happens is going to be important. So after this price movement, for example, if you see, let me just remove everything. Yeah. So if you see this price movement after next couple of days, there was a sideways consolidation at the 50. Okay. So if this sideways consolidation happens here as well for the next few days, as the 50 keeps sloping upwards, then that would give us a good opportunity to probably go long back towards these previous highs. Okay. If that doesn't happen, then let's see. There's nothing. So this is one possibility that can happen in the dollar index DXY. Let's take a look at the Euro USD. So Euro USD, pretty much, I mean, a lot of cases is the inverse of dollar index. So again, we were running at these levels, at this sort of support line, and the price was kind of reversing. But again, the strong buying that happened in the DXY, basically strong buying that happened in the dollar, was the selling in the euro. So the price fell sharply. Now they're trying to recover. The question is to what extent and how much will they be able to recover? That is, uh, sorry, that is yet to be seen. Okay, so now, but again, if the price falls from here, then we can really expect the price to actually go back all the way towards the parity level. Okay, so I think this is going to be a make or break zone, and if the price starts to fall from here, one is not far, quite frankly. Let's just take a look at the Euro USD on the day chart. Yeah, so this is the day chart. I mean, we can draw some kind of this, then maybe something like this. Okay, so this, let's say, this is essentially some kind of a pennant. So yeah, it's actually a pennant. So now when we see a pennant or a flag, basically, we can expect the price to continue going down. Okay, that is usually the implication. Let's see. None of these things are written in stone, so we don't really know anything as to what is going to happen. Okay, pound USD. So pound USD, we were saying yesterday that up until this low is not broken, okay, we're still in bullish territory. Now we were in bullish territory up until the evening. After evening, when there was a sharp dollar bid, the price crossed these lows. Okay, so as of now, officially, this whole bullish thesis of head and shoulders, I think that's over. Unless, of course, the next candles start taking next few 4 hour like bars start buying, get to see a strong bid, and we start seeing the price up. Unless that happens, I think this is a good place to say that this whole bullish thesis is now kind of over, and now we are essentially here. Okay, so it could be the opposite of a head and shoulders now, essentially like a cup and handle, you know that is forming. So now we could actually see the price to fall from here, and then something like this. Okay, so now this is the other possibility that is also open as of now, because you can imagine, right, this is a kind of a cup and handle. That we remove this. Now we are bull trap is clear now. Okay, so yeah, this is where we are on the pound USD. Let's take a look at the euro pound. So euro pound, there was this interesting wedge formation that was happening. So we are by the by today morning, okay, this wedge was kind of clear because this low happened last evening, last night, and then price started to reverse. Okay, so this wedge kind of formed by today morning. Okay, so now we are essentially, in the middle of this wedge. Let's see if this wedge is actually successful, then the price of euro pound may actually start to go up. Okay, so this is one more possibility. Let's look at the next one, which is the dollar yen. Now, interestingly, dollar yen, there was a strong selling in yen which happened yesterday. We saw this in all other pairs. The yen was getting sold, including the dollar. Today, again, the same thing had happened. Okay, it was buying for some time, and then again, yen got sold badly in against every other pair. Same things, the euro yen also. Okay, so this was yesterday, last night. This is today. So price action is still, continues to go. It's kind of forming a V unless we see some kind of a reversal or something. So far, it's kind of a V that is being formed. No trade zone. Again, the same thing. It's a V. Okay, so these V's are, we cannot do anything in this kind of a price action. There's no place where you can buy, where you can sell. No stop loss, no exit, nothing. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart, okay, we saw this, it's taking support at 50, trying to, like kind of trying to go back up. In the meantime, by the morning, there was this sort of a channel also got formed. If I open the hourly chart, this channel is more clearly visible. So now you can see this channel better, okay? And if we extend this channel line, it's kind of, the price action took a sort of a support. I mean, it's not exactly all the way till the channel base. There is still a support, and we are trying to breach this. So if this is the case, the price action may be bullish. Okay, maybe, right? I'm not saying it will be, and it's not easy to trade this kind of a price action. Okay, so be very cautious. It's definitely not easy to trade this. Although if you want to go in a proper risk management way, you simply put this as your stop loss and buy here. Okay, maybe at the closing of this hour, which will happen in another 5-6 minutes. So this is one opportunity. One can buy here with this stop, and then probably target of ideally this, let's say these highs or something like that. Okay, that sort of an option is always available with a trader. Okay, crude oil. So crude oil, I was, yes, this was yesterday. Okay, so we were here yesterday, somewhere here. Yeah, 9:30 to 11:30. This is where we were yesterday. Okay, so today the price action was again very sideways, and by the evening, as the US dollar started to take a bid, crude also began to fall. So after 6:30, 7:30, crude oil has seen very sharp selling. Okay, and I was kind of expecting that the price, so by this time there was kind of a U. So I was thinking if the price forms a complete U and breaks this high, okay, 97.45, then the crude oil can go further up ahead. But I guess this thesis is pretty much rejected, so we can remove this. Now the price action is on the opposite side. In fact, if you open the crude oil chart, so if I look at the daily chart, okay, this is where we are. We are at the 200-day moving average. Okay, now the price took a turn at the 200 previously, and now it's not able to sustain the 200. This is not a good sign for not a bullish sign. Let me just say for crude. So not a good sign for crude oil bulls. Those guys who have gone long on this contract, and now we can expect the price to fall. And if the fall happens, then let's see. I mean, I don't know how far. Probably this is one support. Okay, this 75, 76 is another support. I mean, it's anybody's guess. Gold. So gold, we are looking at this broadening formation. Then there was this bullish move. Okay, and then the price hit this 200. All right, and yesterday the price was falling. Okay, now today there was a bit of a consolidation, but again after 6:30, I think the same dollar move got gold also on the sold on the offer. So gold also started to sell after 6:30 when as this dollar started to buy. So you see, the extent to which all these markets are correlated. I mean, it's quite amazing, right? The same time dollar is being bought, people are selling crude also, people are selling gold also. It's completely crazy algo driven world. Okay, let me take this out now. Let's take a look at the gold on the daily chart. I just want to see if what has happened. Where are we on the daily time frame? Yeah, on the daily time frame we are at 50. Okay, so now this is actually a very interesting place for crude, for gold, because let me invert this chart. So we have seen this kind of a bullish push, sorry, bearish push. I mean, I'm looking at the inverse chart of gold. Okay, the price has taken the first sort of support resistance at the 50. Now, if the price, again, same thing, okay, that happened in the dollar index. If the price rests at this level for some time, okay, then a sharp move all the way back to this level is very much possible. So now what I'm really looking for is some kind of bearish rejection on the 50-day moving average. And if that happens, we can expect the price to go back all the way to 16 at 80, this previous lows, right? So again, another retest of these previous lows. And that would be a really interesting thing to watch. Okay, so this is definitely, going to be on my radar, and I'll be looking forward. I'll be looking for this opportunity. Let's take a look at this S&P 500. So S&P 500, interestingly, while the dollar is being bought, S&P 500 is also being bought. Okay, so interestingly, S&P 500 is trying to break out of this sort of a flag. Right? This was a bullish flag, and it's essentially a breakout. So now, we can draw all sorts of measured move targets and whatnot. Okay, but basic idea is, if this breakout is actually successful, which means you break out, give some kind of a consolidation or some sideways move, and then continue upwards. Okay, unless it's a shakeout and the price may comes back down and then hits all these bulls at their back. Okay, unless that happens, we can see XPR. I mean, looking for some kind of breakout and then probably continuation in the price. And looking at Nifty, quite frankly, it's really difficult to say that it's actually going to be not be a bullish breakout, because if you look at the Nifty 50, so first of all, in the last few days, okay, so 1st August we touched these highs, and after that I was, said that I'm cautious now of the price action, and we can expect sideways price action for the next few days, and this is exactly what happened. Okay, if let's open the Nifty 50 75-minute chart. Yeah, so this is where we were. Okay, measured move target of 617,300 were reached here. Okay, breakaway gap, runaway gap, and the final measured move target. Okay, after that, I was looking for the choppy price action, which is exactly what happened yesterday. Today, this was the first 75 minutes, and this is the last 75 minutes. So essentially, all the bears, all the bearishness has been taken care of, okay, by the bulls by the end of the day. Now, this is usually a bullish sign, okay, that all these bears have been completely, recovered. So essentially, it's a bullish sign, and now we can be, going further up, away from this 17,300, 17,400 zone. Okay, and the so far SGX Nifty futures is indicating the same. So we are at 17, almost 500 in the SGX Nifty. Okay, so let's see. And by the way, this was also an interesting pennant that formed. Okay, the price broke down and then continued to go back up. So essentially, these bears, the folks who are selling this, these bears got trapped and the price continued to go upwards. Okay, so this was in Nifty futures. Let's also take a look at the Nifty on the daily chart. On the daily chart, as we see above 200, it's actually, you see, right, it's a bullish sign, the bullish price action. Okay, with this sort of a gap, and then this number one, number two candles above the previous one. And this is like a step formation. Usually these steps lead to one big move on the upside. Okay, so that is always a possibility. So we are at 17, 400, almost 400, and this is at 17,750. So another 300 to 350 point move is very much possible in Nifty 50. Okay, so I guess that's it. I mean, this is all that I have to discuss for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, have a good day. Bye bye.